What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another Scale News update on this Tuesday. We took Monday off for the holiday, but we're back at it now to discuss the topics from last week. Last week was a slower news week because we're coming into the summer season and the holiday weekend, of course, not necessarily the biggest time for news in RC, but we did have a handful of topics that we can discuss. The first one that I saw is a new car that's from a new brand that basically replaces the brand that was Firelands before, which was basically Hobbytown USA's house brand. This one is called the Vetta Kuru. I think it mainly grabbed my attention just because of how bad that name is. Vetta, okay, but the Kuru part is awful. This is basically trying to capitalize on the popularity of rock racers. It's a house brand car. It's $200, brushed power, solid axle rear, that whole deal. Overall, it doesn't look great. It's just something that they can put on their shelves to capitalize on the popularity of our segment, but at a low price point. Overall, not something I would actually be interested in, but a funny name nonetheless. The next thing that had kind of a big buzz over the last week was the release of the Hobbywing AX brushless system. Now, this system is pretty stacked with features if you just go down the list. It's got a staggered rotor that's supposed to help torque ripple on startup. It's got FOC, which is a really intelligent thing to put in a motor, but it's also very complicated, and we have to really see how true that this is to an actual FOC type controller. Now, I did drive one of these for a short time at the Proline event. It handled pretty good at the time. I was driving it in a TRX4, and also Hobbywing handed me a system while I was out there to actually do some testing myself. While I really like my Holmes and my Tekin and my Castle systems, I do like to try as many systems as possible just to try and get a good feel for what's available. So I do have this system. I have it in the 2300 kV system. At the time, I had talked to him and said that I'd really like something in that 3000 range, and then over this last week, a 3100 kV option also popped up. 3000 kV is really just kind of like my sweet spot for what I like in a brushless system, but this 2300 I think we'll still be able to get a good test out of and see. It has some interesting features. It's supposed to be completely waterproof, and it has a totally different sensor wires type system with a mid-span plug that's hardwired into both the motor and the ESC. So there is no adjusting for length on this, and it's got, a screw-in design, which kind of gives you like a rigid spot in the middle of that sensor wire system. But nonetheless, we'll see exactly how good this system is with the huge list of features that it is toting. Now, the street price for this thing is listed at $250. So the price stacks up there with a lot of those other systems that we know how they run and how we like the performance of. So we'll see exactly how it does. I'll link to that AX system in the description below. You can take a look at all of those features that it's showing. To continue my obsession with the Dancing Rider over the last week from Tamiya, a new graphite chassis was posted from Race-Opt. Now, haven't found many details on it, can't find a price yet, but definitely gonna keep my eye out for it. I ordered another one for myself. We got 4 more in for the office over the last week. You can never understand how fun these cars are until you drive one, or actually drive two. Side-by-side racing with these things, most fun you can possibly have with RC. And then after seeing that graphite version, I also decided that I probably needed to design my own. So over the long holiday weekend, I started drawing up something that I'm actually going to be working on 3D printing. More on that, I'm sure you will see later though. And lastly, last week on Friday, the VS410 Origin Kit from Vanquish went on pre-order. We obviously showed it at the Proline event the week before, pre-ordered this week, and it's supposed to be shipping to people in July. So looking forward to that. It's going to be a really exciting time. A new video from Matt Kett with a first look at the video is up right now. I'll post the link in the description below and maybe try and tag it one of these spots. So you can go check out Matt's video over at Scale Builders Guild, get a real close look at a lot of the different features, and then I'll of course have a bunch of videos on it before long. I'm really looking forward to getting into the tech of that car, putting out a bunch of videos on it, show you everything I possibly can about the VS410. But with that, guys, hope some of you got to enjoy that long weekend. Hopefully it included some RC. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next Monday with another Scale News update. Like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're not already, and we'll see you on the next one.